Terrorism and Kabab by Sharif Arafa has a 7.7 out of 10 on IMDb as its rating, and I think it's a pretty good rating. I think the movie, I would watch it again. I liked it. I think it'd be interesting to see an American adaptation about like our issues here, but honestly, the lines are pretty much parallel. It's it was really interesting, and I think definitely a look into Egyptian culture at the time. A lot of things said about women, and the representation of the main character's wife was definitely something to be said. Same as for the woman who worked at the desk and even the sex worker. It was very much so a look into the cultural idea of women. He even said like women are, the fairer, of the two genders, and we must treat them kindly. They'll treat you kindly back, which I was like, okay, that was a comment. Not saying that we're any better over here during that time. I think too the social commentary on government and how it's like this endless bureaucracy and that things just keep not moving, and no matter how much work you put in, is a great point, and it's very true. I think as for a comedy, it was very intense. I think that first half was like a comedy, and then the hostage situation started. And I'm like, is this still a comedy? Because it was just kind of real and honest, especially that last scene where they all walked out together. I think it shows the cultural belief of how bad things are because that whole plot twist in the movie is that the hostages end up supporting the person who's taking them hostage. you know, and so it ends up being more of a group rebellion rather than a hostage situation. Yeah, overall, I think it's really interesting, definitely for sure. I mean, that overarching plot of man needs one single paper sign and then ends up taking the whole government building hostage because he's driven so insane by it is probably a feeling a lot of people in Egypt and even people now can relate to, just that feeling of like, I've tried and I've tried and I've tried and there's no solution. Let's try something different. Overall, I'd rate this film 3.5, 4. I want to say 4. But I give up 4s a lot, so maybe 3.5. I like, no, 4. 4. I put 4 out of 5. I would definitely watch it again. I liked it. I think it was interesting. I think it was funny sometimes to laugh at the comedy, like, and sometimes to laugh with the comedy. Some of those jokes I was like, whoa, and the other times I was like actually laughing. So I think it's a good mix, learning about the culture. So yeah, 4 out of 5.